What is up, Whale family? This is Nytmare bringing you Hang Time, where we talk NBA Top Shot, we talk the market, fantasy basketball, and all things hoops and hype. Very happy to be with you guys today. Obviously, starting off with a little Joe Boo as a precursor to the pack drop happening later this afternoon. So everybody that wants to get involved can get the good mojo and get the good luck flowing right now. But a bit of a slow week with regards to NBA Top Shot and the NBA news. As you know, we're in the home stretch here, about to approach the playoffs. And with the playoffs coming into focus, some interesting stuff happening. In particular, what I'm keeping an eye on is the Lakers and the Celtics, seeing if they can get out of this pain in the play-in tournament here and directly into the playoff field and get a little bit of additional rest. But the odds makers are still saying that the Lakers have a great shot at making a run. The C's need some help, but being a hometown guy, of course, I think that they can pull through. So some interesting stuff for sure as we head into the playoffs. But other than that, a little bit of a slow week. We have Tom Brady making laser eyes and changing his profile pic thanks to his investment in Bitcoin and some prodding from the community. And I have to say, at this point in time, I'm in phase 2 of the breakup. For those that don't know, I'm a Boston guy, so I took a little bit hard when he left. It was hard to watch his success down in Tampa after seeing him with my squad for 20 years or so. But I'm in phase 2 where I can finally, have some cordial conversations with my ex and not get too salty about it. So, I can appreciate that he did this and him coming on board and being part of the community as well. And just some random stuff happening. I think J. Cole, the rapper J. Cole, who's 36 years old and is always posting on his social media him trying to hoop and play ball pretty well, but granted, still an amateur and 36 years old. He's going to go play pro ball overseas in the Basketball Africa League for the Rwanda Patriots. So good luck to J. Cole heading out there, and good luck to Tom Brady with his laser eyes. But let's talk about the NBA Top Shot market. Taking a look here at moment ranks, the whale vault in particular still staying at that $50 million range. As we always mention, it's a byproduct of us having a ton of number one serials and the absolute best rarity of cards as well as jersey numbers. So those kind of are unprecedented as far as value goes and isn't as susceptible to, day-to-day market fluctuations with regards to total supply and things of that nature. But if you do want to take a look at the total market, you can see this continued trend that we mentioned last week where, the number of transactions have gone up and the dollar sales volume is down, meaning people are spending less money. And, here you can make the assumption that the value of moments have gone down. When you look at the particulars, it's especially true to the low value moments that people have swooped in to try to, get a boatload of them and hold on to them for that ticketing system that they had mentioned would be the use for those moments as far as obtaining the leftover Series 1 moments that will be going into packs. And so our friends over at the First Mint put together this infographic. You can see in particular here with regards to the market, down about $12 million in sales volume. So total dollars being spent significantly down. Total number of transactions down slightly, but closer to flat, right? It's only down 4%. So roughly the same amount of moments, a bit down, same amount of transactions happening, but a lot less money changing hands. So, how the particular challenges that were being run influence this. And also what's going to be happening with the pack drops right now. Are people trying to liquidate some moments they don't really care to hold on to so that they can get more liquidity so they could buy into this rare pack drop happening today? I don't know. But, certainly it's a different trend than people that got involved a month or 2 months ago, specifically from an investment perspective, we're used to seeing. So what else is happening? We had the pre-registration pack last week that happened. Series 2, release 33. I think that actually just closed. So your opportunity to redeem that is now over. Hopefully you didn't make the same mistake that I did the previous one. I think someone in actually our Discord mentioned, don't jump into the queue to redeem right away. Don't make the same mistake as Nytmare. Hold off. So I appreciate that because that's why I share it with you guys. You can live vicariously through my failures in life. And here is the other pre-registration that was open. Series 2, release 34. We have until May 12th to go on and pre-register for that. And then the actual drop will be on the 14th. So looks like a weekly cadence we'll be getting with these. I do believe they said in office hours that we can expect another pack drop this week. And what does that mean for the market and for total supply? Series 2 is huge. But that being said, I'm surprised that we're seeing so many transactions on the market of people trying to get rid of them, knowing that we're going to have to hold on for these tickets in order to be able to have a shot at the Series 1. But, with a lot of the things we're seeing in the market, with the EV coming down on the packs and things of that nature, maybe we're seeing people that were just trying to get involved in Top Shot specifically for flipping quickly and trying to make a profit. Maybe we're seeing those people quiet down a little bit, and we're getting down to core collectors and things of that nature, at least more of them. So maybe some of this stuff is a byproduct of that. We also had a couple of challenges ending. We had the Hustle and Show challenge, which is crazy because I feel like that just happened so quickly, right? Like that just came out. I did not land one of those packs. Joe Boo did me wrong that day, but I think it's because he was saving my mojo for today. 7,000 of that Giannis were minted, so that's pretty high for that. But check out this Cool Cats 6 challenge. 10,000 mints of the reward. So I think that's unprecedented. I really don't think we've seen that number of redemptions on that. And so a lot of this hopefully was people that were looking to either collect because they really like the player, or were like me, a couple of them ago and just wanted to participate and check it out. I know it was one of the more affordable challenges. And so a lot of the discussion was around, hey, if having a challenge completed becomes a requirement for one of these pack drops, this is a good candidate to get involved and do that. So maybe that is what is going on there with the number of redemptions, besides it being obviously quite affordable. I think it was roughly $200, give or take some. And then we have the throwdowns, the Dunk Rare pack that's dropping today. And really this and what is required to participate will be the bulk of our discussion today, because that's a lot of the buzz that's been going around the Top Shot community. So first on the pack itself, rare pack drop, $149 for the pack. So slightly different price point. I think the last one was $99 for a rare pack drop. They're dropping 76,000 packs and 75,000 rebound packs. Within this particular throwdown pack, you get one of the throwdown moments, which are mints of, I think, 1,800 moments, right? So limited circ, but still a little bit higher than some of the other rares. And then you'll get 5 base Series 2 moments. So with that being said, they did release a listing of the different moments that are available and the players that are involved in it, and not all of them are world beaters, quite honestly. A lot of them may be players you aren't particularly interested in as far as having a rare card for, and so some people are looking at that along with the the basic moments that are available for players, and they're saying to themselves, hey, there's a good chance I could lose money if I grab this pack for $150. These at this circ, who knows, could go for $40, $50, maybe less, maybe more. I'm just guessing based on other things that we've seen. If you get a bunch of bums or players that aren't that desirable to the market at the moment from the base set, you could be looking at, coming in significantly less value than what you put out for the pack. So will this dissuade people that are just trying to flip in the market? I don't know. Is that part of the objective that Dapper Labs has? I'm not sure, but I don't even think they're 100% set. I would think that right now they are still experimenting to see, what effect certain things have. So, some things to consider if you're looking at this pack and whether or not you want to get involved. Before I go too much further, there is a requirement, and unlike the recent ones, which were action specific, that had, you had to have completed a challenge or have X number of moments or spent X number of dollars. They're leveraging the collector's score. So you have to have a collector score of at least 220 to participate and have a chance at some of these moments that we just talked about. So we'll talk about the collector score in just a minute and exactly what that means. But with regards to this pack itself, I'm still going to go for it because at my core, I'm just an old school basketball fan who enjoys sports collectibles. I like the thrill of possibly getting nothing that I like or getting something super cool of a player that I really dig. Like there is a Ja Morant moment in this throwdown set that I would absolutely be stoked to get. There's some pretty cool cards. You can grab an Anthony Edwards. Maybe the Embiid would be dope. You can check out, there's a Hakamura. There's a bunch of moments that I would not be upset to get and I would think would be pretty cool. Does that mean I think the value would equate to the $150 I'm putting out? I really don't know. There's always the odds you get a great cereal. There's always the odds you get a crap cereal, but that's no different than when I had bought collectibles and packs and blind boxes all the time because I enjoyed it, right? Now, did I buy them for $150? Probably not. This is a different paradigm, but there will be something coming back that if I needed to put back out for whatever reason, I could. So I feel like I would like to participate because of that. But some people actually, even within our own community, had said, you know what? They're not even going for this pack. They'd rather find that they don't make it into the queue and they get into the rebound packs. That's their preference because maybe the EV or maybe they're just not interested in whatever the card offerings are. So that's an interesting perspective. And I'm seeing that from a few people on Twitter, on different Discord and Telegram communities. There is an effect, and we'll see what the long-term effect is if this is something that they continue to tweak as far as the EV of the packs. But Chicago Spartan and Hooper Dude just had a recent conversation in the Discord room and said, hey, look, these rare packs are not always going to be available. And you don't know when you're going to have another opportunity. The qualifiers could get higher. They could become less frequent. There could be a whole bunch of people that flood the market come NBA playoffs time if they do a lot more marketing, right? Maybe that's the plan for the NBA to really ramp things up then. We don't know. But if that's the case, we don't know how many more opportunities we'll have or how easy it will be to grab it. So, from their perspective, that gives them a little bit more motivation to go and participate with this. So with that being said, I'm in the same boat. Not only do I enjoy it, I think it's cool. I'm gunning for some particular players that I think are cool, but I would agree. I want to be able to participate at this level. And, I've been involved for months now and not always been able to get involved. And then we're still early, right? We're still early. I think there was an early adopter qualifier on here as well that they had put for like the end of May 22nd. What that signifies, we don't know, but we are still early in the process. So I will be in line to snag this pack. Hence, we have Joe Boo up and we will exit with Joe Boo as well. But let's talk about the collector's score here. The collector score is something we've seen in different iterations. And I think the point values got tweaked, but basically we were being assigned points for different things we were doing. We didn't know what it would be used for down the line. And now it's clear it's going to be part, at least sometimes, as a qualifier for these pack drops. And there may be other things that they use it for as well. So essentially you get points for, different things, whether you had moments from Series 1, Series 2, whether they were rare, legendary challenges, et cetera, et cetera. We can go through the nuances of it. But really the crux of it is, what does this mean as far as going forward in NBA Top Shot and gating who can participate in what? 220 is, I would think, a relatively low threshold, and there was still some people in our community that I know are active and did not qualify. So I don't envy their position that they're in. They're obviously trying to limit people that are just flipping and causing havoc with the ecosystem, but by the same token, trying to be inclusive. And they probably looked at some average metrics on, what the average point value is of people. I mean, I'm sure these are things that they're aware of. But the question becomes, by setting the values this way, what does this do to the current ecosystem? Number one, right? Does it mean that people will go after specific rarities and moments to try to get themselves in good standing? Does it put the people that were here early and collected Series 1 so much further ahead of where you can be collecting Series 2 and forward, being that, there weren't the same number of pack limitations that were on them then that there are now, right? Grabbing 1 pack a week, 2 packs if we're lucky now, where people could have gone on before and just grabbed whatever they wanted to spend. Obviously, it was easier to obtain certain levels of rarity. So does it gate people and start favoring those people so much that they start obtaining more of these legendary packs going forward, and it becomes even more challenging for people that are coming in new? But by the same token, you should reward people that were there early, right? You should reward people that were your early adopters. So it's not a position I envy that they are in and trying to see how to leverage it. But like I had said, I expect continued experimentation with this. I don't think we're seeing the last iteration, and we'll see, where it goes. Obviously, they said everyone that qualifies for the current pack at 220 collector's score accounts for approximately 150,000 people, right? So you have 76,000 packs dropping, you have 75,000 for the rebound, so about 150,000 people have that collector's score. The question is, when they start to escalate that for higher rarities, where is it going to go? Does it become 500? Does it become 1,000? And obviously the people that qualify are then going to get more points because they were able to obtain these legendary packs. So somewhere there's a mathematician with a lot more time on their hands and a lot more interest in getting the specific scenarios and trying to map out what it would mean. But it's an interesting wrinkle that's been thrown into the mix, and we'll see what it does. We'll have to see how it affects the market after this, and obviously the subsequent drops to come. But one thing I did notice is there's a bunch of people flexing on Twitter, trying to show us how many points they have and saying, hey, I barely made it, with their hundreds of thousands. Thank you for making me feel like I'm really far behind in this game. I will do my best to try to get into, I don't know, another 0 at the end. But that being said, I want to know what you guys' feelings are on this. How do you feel about the collector score being leveraged, and how it bodes for you going forward in NBA Top Shot? Because there's a lot of people that are kind of despondent and saying, I want to get out of this now. I don't know if I continue to be gated, and with the market fluctuations, if I want to continue to participate. So, let me know in the chat. We'll try to address any comments and questions as we move forward. But one other thing I wanted to make mention of. Odd that they didn't count challenges completed for the collector's score. Yes, that is odd, but like I said, there's going to be different iterations of this going forward. One other thing I wanted to mention, and we talked about taking a look at some different things. I had the opportunity to interview the team from DAZN who broadcast the Canelo fight, and they actually put together their own NFT drop. So, we spoke with them about their thought process. one thing that was really cool is the artist was front and center talking to us about his thought process and putting it together. But I just wanted to bring up a couple quick things I found interesting with this drop. Obviously, a lot of it was gamified so that it had real world components. You got signed gloves, you got tickets to a fight, things of that nature. But the uncanny resemblance to NBA Top Shot. So I found that interesting. They're obviously looking in other sports leagues and other platforms are looking at what Top Shot's doing, emulating it to some degree because they see its success. So I think that's a kudos to them that other, large sports franchises, leagues, things of that nature are looking and wanting to build on kind of the precedent that they had set. And that being said, this was interesting. People got the opportunity to buy specific rounds and try to predict the fight. So the long-term value of the NFT itself, as far as a collectible, that's up for debate. But they were well supported. They sold out through a bunch of their different tiers, and the auctions, I think pulled in 40 grand, a few ETH. So had some traction for sure. We'll see who else follows suit. Obviously, we're eagerly awaiting to see what they do with the UFC over at Dapper Labs, as well as what the NFL is finally going to do when they make a move. That has to be coming, and with the season and the preseason kicking off sometime in August, would be a great time to give us an inclination as to what they will do to participate. We know what MLB did. I don't think the NFL would follow suit and drop on wax, but we will see what happens. There's connections, right? There's some people from the NFL front office and from their marketing squad that are now working over at Dapper. So maybe there's some sort of partnership or synergy that could happen there. We will see for sure. And then, of course, I always like to grab a pack, and if I can exercise some level of self-control, which is not always, I'll hold out and try to rip it open with you guys. So I will do that today. I have the base set Series 2 Release 33. Let me see if you guys can bring me some luck. I see Vibing Cat from DC. Thank you, my man. All right, looks like we got a few tickets to go towards our Series 1 drop. Although I did get a badge with this Jeremy Lamb, so maybe I'd hold on to that knowing it's a debut. All right, we'll let that music ride out while I take a look at the chat and see if there's any questions or comments or insults that we could throw in and talk about while we were online together here. Man, you guys are slamming the chat with gifts. I can't even scroll to the top. Killing me. DC, get some control over here. Let's see. Someone asked, in general, what was I wearing beneath the t-shirt? That was my third t-shirt of the day. I'll send a picture of that one too. I wear layers, t-shirt on top of t-shirt on top of t-shirt. That's that Boston weather for you. It goes from like 30 to 70. Dingaling owns 22% of number one cereals. That is correct. he is definitely a mover and shaker, and that should give confidence to anyone trying to, really look to position themselves with some high value, really scarce moments. Do I see a benefit of the collector score being an effective floor for less popular, lesser known player moments? The thought is that all common provide the same score, so folks may purchase some cheaper, lesser known moments for a few bucks to meet score thresholds. Absolutely. Absolutely. We've already seen the floor had been raised. I'd have to take a look at the specifics when it comes to moment tiers, but the floor had been raised prior. But I think that, like a lot of things in Top Shot, you'll probably see that fluctuate when we near an announcement that the actual drop is going to be happening. You'll need the tickets. They did say that they'll give us some notice so people could have some time if they're short on tickets to try to obtain them. Things will probably go a little bit wild then. Am I worried about negative EV packs? No, I don't really collect that way where I'm trying to obtain a certain value. Obviously, there has to be something within the pack that I either enjoy or would dig, or I think opportunistically, is cool if I score it. But I'm never buying a pack thinking specifically I'm doing it to try to make an investment that's going to appreciate. If I didn't care about basketball, maybe that would be the case. But I'm actually a fan. I collected, cardboard sports collectible cards, spent money on total sets so I could put them in numerical order, like all kinds of collectible geek stuff that some people here can relate to. So it wasn't always about getting the best value for me, but you never know. That's the thing with these, right? This is the mindset of that kid growing up ripping packs from the corner store. You're going to save some of these guys thinking you're outsmarting everybody, and that person's going to turn into something super valuable, but that's going to happen down the line 5-10 years from now, right? And that has a lot of hometown bias or players you like or whatever it is, but that's part of the fun of it. So that's part of why I participate. Would I do that with a $1,500 pack rip? Maybe not, right? Probably not. But for these, I can do that. When was the last time I hooped myself? Oh, it has been a long time. Where I'm at, they're pretty strict with the quarantine. They shut down my league. I'll tell you guys my sad story again some other time, but we were heading into the playoffs. I was doing well. And right before the championship game, they called everything off, and they literally shuttered the parks in my city. So they chained all the fences shut, and then they took the hoops down, or chained chain link nets, so you could not even climb the fence and play in a park. And for a long time, all I had was a rollaway that I put in my driveway, and I was doing that until the winter. So I should get it out. I've been a little bit lazy setting it all up. I have it out of the shed, but have not actually set it up yet. So probably I'll tear my ACL like on the first stumble layup that I try to do. What do I think the collector score will be necessary for a legendary pack? No idea. Probably at least 500 to 1,000 if we're talking 220 for a rare, but we're just projecting here. They could do this and say, hey, this was a failure. We're not going to use this methodology for anything, right? So we'll see how that plays out. Just scanning to see if there's anything else or anything that we need to call DC out for. Esoteric made a good point. 150K are eligible for the 75K rare drop. His guess is only 100K are actually going to go for the pack. You know what? There may be people that are in queues that specifically want the rebound and not the actual throwdown pack. So I would think in this instance, if you get a number that's outside of 75K. It'd be at 80, 85, 90. I mean, don't take this as gospel because I could be absolutely wrong and you could waste all of your time. So I wouldn't sit at my desk for it. But I think there's a chance that some people are in this and don't actually want to land the throwdown pack. So you still have a chance, maybe, if you're in that space. We'll see. This will be a good read on the market and how they feel about things, right? Some people said this is more akin to a lottery because of the EV. Most people will lose, but those who do hit will hit well. That will be me with the Ja Morant, says Joe Boo. Yeah, and just in case there are any dolphins listening, which would be inclusive of sharks and whales and megalodons or anyone else, really, quite honestly. I think that there was a really cool emoji contest that just ended for some Paris Hilton themed stuff. I need a Joe Boo emoji. If someone can create a dope Joe Boo emoji, please send it to me. I will reward you with a bit of whale. Maybe if we get multiples, we'll throw them in the community in the Top Shot room and let everybody vote on it. Everybody will get a little something. I only need one emoji, so I don't need a set of Joe Boos. We don't want to, upset Joe Boo by over worshiping, but we do need a Joe Boo emoji for sure. If you're not sure who Joe Boo is, please take a look at Major League Joe Boo. Look up some JPEG images. Take a look at the video clips. He is our patron saint of EV when it comes to NBA Top Shot and sports collectibles. Probably anything else that I read that's kind of randomized. I am scrolling through GIF after GIF after GIF. I love it, but it is hard to see all these questions. So if I miss it, I apologize. Feel free to tag me in the NBA Top Shot community room on our Discord, and I will try to answer them. Tigbo says that he does think the requirements incentivize people to participate in the market and buy moments. It's already happened, right? I was not one that was interested in the challenges whatsoever. I just really didn't see the point in the payout. And I was interested because I thought it might be a qualifier to be able to do other things. This will have me hold on to some of these moments that I get instead of just flipping the players I don't want right back into the market at the lowest denomination, really, right? So it's already changed my behavior, and I'm sure a lot of other people's as well. Esoteric says his issue with this is collector account values have been tanking, yet they're rewarded with a pack that's probably even EV. How does this encourage a collector mentality? That's a good question. I think you have to subscribe to the theory that the valuations in NBA Top Shot are going to go through market cycles with hype for it. The marketing machine hasn't officially been put on full blast. The NBA has had kind of a tepid, relationship as far as promoting it. Why? So what will happen when that opens up? We don't know. My guess would be, the days of these astronomical EVs on packs are going to go down, and there'll be stuff that's more even keeled because they want to have more volume throughput versus, high potency, small collector base. But that's just my opinion. I could be way off. I see more vibing cats, lots of vibing cats. A cat waving his hands frantically. Lots of cats today. I see Gian wreaking havoc. I don't know what you're doing, Gian, but you're getting people riled up. Monkeys on phones. I got to F you to Joe Boo. Jay Mortesk, you're close to getting a silence for 30 seconds here. Major League and Major Watch movie. Yes, it is. Any insight on expanding the Swish and Whale fantasy leagues? Fantasy seems like a natural extension of the value prop with Top Shot. We had asked Nonstop Theo, and he basically said things are on the back burner while he figures out what to do with Swish. Two interesting things there. Number one, he had talked about a new type of thing he was developing that incorporated a DAO for some greater fantasy platform, and maybe it incorporates other sports. Not quite sure. But also, I don't recall where I saw it exactly, but there was some talk about NBA Top Shot executing something similar to it with the showcases, right? So maybe something they have planned to try and gamify the playoffs. But right now, it looks like Theo's got things on hold. He might be holding it tight to the vest and open something up for, for fantasy for the playoffs, but not sure. Either way, we'll probably look at what we can do heading into the next season as well, because we're all very interested. We had fun doing it this way, and maybe we have a manual process that can do this. We can dredge up someone, or God forbid, I have to eat an Excel sandwich, and we do this old school fantasy basketball way, but submit via our lineups and our showcases. More leagues, more rewards. Yes, you know what? There's been plenty of people that have hit me up and said, hey, you know what? This group would love to do something with fantasy football. So we're definitely exploring what we can do with that. Obviously, we don't have collectibles at the moment to try to leverage that, unless everyone's going to have their own iteration of the Gronk on OpenSea. But we will see what we can do. I definitely enjoy the busting chops, as well as the congratulatory stuff that we can do with these sports leagues. Oh, you were quoting Serrano himself. Nice, Jay Mortes. It's been a while since I've actually watched it. I've just been memeing and calling on Joe Boo for so long. I've bastardized the source. Wow, could put in my place today. Thank you. This is why we need an emoji. If we had an emoji, that would not have happened. So I expect the Dolphins to get on it, and I expect us to vote in a winner relatively quickly, because we're going to have more pack drops. They're saying possibly a legendary rookie pack drop, and we will need that Joe Boo emoji. An NFL pick'em could be a lot easier than fantasy, quite honestly. So that's a good opportunity to do that. All right, guys, I am going to bail out of here. I'm going to get some other stuff done while I wait for the queue for the pack drop to open up. Good luck to anyone that wants to get involved, or bad luck to anyone that wants to get a rebound pack. I will check you guys next time. Have a good one.